Dre, what are you talking about? You crazy.
Heidi Z, you ignorant Beremus. What's your problem? I agree.
I disagree.
Welcome to Traffic Jams. This is a new segment we got. It's called I Agree to Disagree. I'm your humble correspondent, Dr. Dre, along with Heidi Z, the boss. Today's topic, is there discrimination as people are trying to flee the Ukraine for people of color?
The United Nations reports more than 800,000 people have fled Ukraine since Russia attacked last week, but many foreign nationals trying to escape have described racist discrimination and abuse, saying they were turned away from buses and at the border while Ukrainians were welcomed with open arms. India's government's dispatched ministers to Ukraine's border with Poland after people from India seeking to cross from Ukraine to Poland reported they were told to go to Romania instead. Citizens of several African countries report they were also pushed back from Poland because they are black. Some 16,000 African students are thought to have been studying in Ukraine. On Tuesday, Ukraine's foreign minister, Dmytro Kuleba, tweeted Russia's invasion had, quote, affected Ukrainians and non-citizens in many devastating ways, and said, quote, Africans seeking evacuation are our friends and need to have equal opportunities to return to their home countries safely. Several African governments also condemned the racism Africans in Ukraine faced while trying to escape, with the African Union calling the treatment a breach of international law.
What do you think, Heidi? Are they discriminating against people of color, Africans, Indians, because they're males, that they will not let escape the bombing in Ukraine from Russia? What are your thoughts?
I disagree that they're doing that in general. It shouldn't matter what you are, Indian, Chinese, African, whatever. Everyone's trying to flee. Everyone is losing everything over there, and it shouldn't be right. I guess they stopping people right at the border of Ukraine. And I think from what I read, like they just certain people, they will leave there waiting online. And that's what we're talking about. They were talking about the Africans. They were not letting them in. And that's really messed up. I don't know why they're doing that. Is Ukraine a racist country? Do I know that? No, I don't know that. Maybe they are. Why are they doing that? I don't agree with it because everyone, there is no color when the missiles is landing there.
That's true. Bullets do not have a color.
They don't.
Let me give you my point on this. Because based on the news reports I've been listening to, I understand that they're not letting the foreign national students leave, men and women, and they're stopping them at the border of Poland.
Whereas women and children, they allowing in. I don't know. I read that, women and children. Because there's a lot of foreign students that,
I recently heard a report from a student who was trying to leave from an African nation, and they're reporting that they're not letting the African men leave. And they even tried to stop some of the women and children, which I find discriminatory. And I don't know the laws of Ukraine, but from what I understand, because of them being bombarded right now by Russia invading them, they should deal and let everyone go equally.
Yes.
But I don't know what the total rules are. But based on what he was explaining, that they were making them wait at the border and they were letting the Ukrainian nationals go first and the children. We need to find out and go and
was that just only Ukrainian? I wonder if it's just they just letting Ukrainian citizens go through.
Yes, but
is that what it is?
Yes, but some of these foreign nationals have dual citizenship because they go to school in Ukraine, so they may have a Ukraine passport also. So as they investigate and they get deeper, I think this is a major problem, especially in a war-torn country, but I don't think right now they're really dealing with it from a passport position, but they're dealing with it from a color position.
But that's totally wrong. That is totally wrong of them that they doing that. Come on now, like how much do Black people got to go through? Countries being invaded, missiles, and you got to still wait to flee. You got black people, everybody's fleeing, but then you're gonna stop the black people? It's a damn shame.
And people are fleeing for their lives. Supposedly, at the last report I just heard, that they have a certain university surrounded, and the Russians are actually shooting at some of the foreign nationals that are still there. I believe this is where, as being a world power in the United States, and we just gave them $10 billion. We may have to think
Jay,
about
I
what's
don't even know.
necessary.
It's so messed up. Just the whole thing, just being at war. You know, I'm scared for us here, Americans, because you'll never know. You know, you just never know. And it's really sad that, you know, even the Africans, all those other people, they're not letting in. It's just
Well,
really
it would be the Africans, Indians, because a lot of people study abroad, and Ukraine is one of those areas people were coming in, and they actually spend money to go to school there. So I disagree with their treatment of people of color and people from African nations and people from the Indian nation. And no matter where you come from, you're fleeing a war area. So we gotta treat everybody.
It had nothing to do with race at this point. Period.
The only race,
I don't know why they're putting the race card out there. That's upsetting me.
Because the only race is the race to the border and getting out of there. So right now,
you know, it'd be messed up, and Ukraine at the border got shades. You know, those paper shades of colors. Okay, you're too dark, you too light. Go ahead, you could go through.
Well, I'm not quite certain how it's running there.
I know.
I'm only reporting what is being said in the news consistently and different other resources. So I guess we both disagree with the treatment of people of color.
I don't believe no one is going to agree with that anyway. Period. That's just wrong, especially at this time of what everything is going through, you know, what we're going through, especially all the people in that country.
That's true.
Race should not matter at this point.
So if you've got a viewpoint on this, please send it to us at Traffic Jams, at your Instagram or at your Twitter. But you can also talk to us right here at the bottom page and voice your opinion. I agree to disagree here on your Traffic Jams. Yours truly, Dr. Dre, and the wonderful Heidi Z, the boss, who's flying to Ukraine to whoop some, that's right,
to whoop some
Ukrainian boo-boo.
Anybody talking to me is going to be allowed to go in. How about that? Dre, what are you talking about? You crazy.
Heidi Z, you ignorant Baramus. What's your problem? I agree.
I disagree.
Traffic Jam is on now.